Hey, it's me, Alex Somani, the writer and director of this commentary, and narrator, for that matter. And as I just said, this is the commentary, and this is the documentary. So, this idea came about, it goes back. It originally came out when I did the commentary for the Mo Howard's documentary, and I thought, you know what, maybe I can make a better one. And that's what this is. This is my attempt to make it a better one. It's not a competition, but feel free to let me know which one you think is better. They're about the same length. They're both about 20 minutes, and this is my, I just filmed this. This is the newest footage from May. It's what me kind of briefly explaining what happens to the best of my ability. And then what you're going to see in a minute is, the footage of back in December, and I'll let you know when that shows up. And, so what this documentary is about, as a brief summary, is it's about a man who dressed up in a Max Headroom costume, has the mask and the suit, as well as corrugated sheet metal rotating behind him, and that resembles the character's background. He dressed up in this fashion and hijacked two television stations. His first attempt was on WGN-TV during the 9 o'clock news when they were showing the highlights of the Lions-Bears football game. It lasted about 15 seconds, and all that was audible was low humming. Oh, by the way, this is the December footage right here. It just started. Anyway, all those audible with those 50 seconds of low humming, they were able to switch the frequency to get their signal back on. And now it's at 9:15 p.m. Central Time. And then exactly 2 hours later, at 1:15 on WTTW, during the showing of Doctor Who's The Horror of Fang Rock Part 1. The man returns for a minute and a half, this time with audio, more or less. Sometimes people have trouble making it out, and because of that, there's questions as to what he's actually saying. But lasts for about a minute and a half, and it ends up exposing his anatomy for some reason. And again, that lasted a minute and a half, and we still don't know who did it. That's the brief summary, pretty much, of this documentary. And now what we're looking at here, this is Dan Roan, who was the anchor, who was going over the Bears-Lions game. The Bears had won earlier that day because it was a Sunday in November during football season. So, therefore, there was football. And, Chicago Bears, because this is in Chicago, we didn't know. It's the place in Chicago. And that's when this happened right here. You can see this is the first hijack. There's not really any audio. It's him jumping around and stuff. And I left the door kind of open when I revealed that, like the Reddit article, remember the Reddit article, the whole J&K thing, when I revealed that that was proven to not be true. They're not suspects. But here's what I still think. I still think the person, just because it wasn't that specific person with a disability, doesn't mean it couldn't have been somebody else who has a disability that did this, because I still believe that that his movements and stuff like that, like you just saw right there, and the way he talks, it resembles more of a disability than inebriation. I agree with that. So just because it wasn't that specific person with a disability doesn't mean at all that it couldn't have been somebody else with a disability. Just to briefly emphasize that, and this is the original Max Headroom, played by comic actor Matt Frewer, who also did a lot of voice work with Disney in later years. I think he played a character in, what's that movie? I think Hercules. I believe he played one of the villains. I think it was Hercules. I apologize if I'm wrong. I'm not very good at this. But, yeah, so he's definitely done stuff outside this. But, of course, that was what he was most well known for. That was the original Max Headroom. Obviously, although he was advertised as a cyberspace character, he wasn't really a cyber character. CGI wasn't around yet at the time, so they just put plasticky makeup and like a plasticky suit on it to make it seem like he was computer generated. And this is Doctor Who right here with Tom Baker, who many call the greatest doctor ever. Not to go off on a tangent here, a lot of people like him. He's the oldest living doctor too, I might add. And I might agree there. I'm not a Doctor Who fan myself. But the Doctor Who fans sure didn't like what happened here. It's funny, too. There's an interesting story because on YouTube, there was a copy of the full episode of The Horror of Fang Rock, Part 1. And I pointed out to him, like, the part where the hijack cuts in, and the dude who made it, no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, no, there's no hijacking. He had no idea that the incident happened. He had no idea that this is the episode. Like what the incident was at all. So I sent him a link in the comments. I'm like, "Are you sure? Watch this." And he was amazed. He's like, "Wow, that really did happen." He was very shocked, and it was very funny. I kind of laughed at that. I thought that was funny. And as for where this was filmed, I think, dude, watch where you see there was the Coca-Cola can right there, or Pepsi can, whatever it was. You hear banging, like clanging on the ground, like that. Makes it sound like it's on a. Does it say the least to hard surface? I don't know if it's a garage or something. I think it's a garage though. He's humming the theme song of Coach Calgary, which was a cartoon series in the 50s, known for its use of synchrovox, where they put human lips over the animated characters back then. That's what they did instead of animating the lips. That's what synchrovox was. I remember The Incredibles, the Disney movie. They did a spoof of it in the special features called Mr. Incredible and Pals. It was pretty hilarious. If you haven't seen it, look it up. I know there's a copy of it on YouTube. You should watch it. It's awesome. Or for those of you that have the DVD, it's on disc too. Go check it out. It's a great video, and I highly recommend it. And here we go. Yeah, yep. Here's the here's the anatomy lesson I was talking about. Cover your eyes, kids. Of course, you shouldn't be watching this in the first place. And those subtitles are what I think he's saying. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% accurate, but I think it's close. I really do. And what do I say now? I'm trying to think of what I should say. I guess I could say this. Will the pirate ever reveal himself? Let me say this. I don't know what's going to be him specifically. What I think it's going to be is however many people were involved. It's going to be all of them are going to die except one, and on his or her deathbed, they are going to confess to who did it. I mean, they're going to confess that, oh, we did it, as they're dying. I don't think it makes a difference anyway. I mean, I don't know why they want to come out. I mean, given that the statute of limitations has to be up by now. I mean, come on, come November, it's 30 years. Pretty sure the statute of limitations is over. So I don't know why they wouldn't step forward. But again, as I said before, it was the act of a deceased person that you see here on the screen. Then I guess that would be the real reason, because, you know, I guess having a person disabled with that much attention probably wouldn't be exactly healthy for him. So that I can understand. And that, to me, is the main reason why I think they may never come forward. To me, that's the real reason. And speaking of the 30th anniversary, that's a big deal. 30 years? Pirate still hasn't come out. I mean, that's incredible. It really is. 30 years and this mystery was not solved, and I love, and you're going to see that in a little bit when I get to the news segment, like the news that was reported about the next day. They seemed so sure that they were going to solve it, and yet here we are, 30 years later, not any closer, not one step closer to solving this mystery, and that's just crazy. For those of you who don't know, the reason it's so hard to solve is because of the microwave signals that he used are super common, and that it could have been anybody as far as the signal itself goes. The equipment, it had to be someone in particular, and the broadcasting business, but like the signals themselves that they use, the microwave signals, are so common and so kind of weak, really, not even that strong. I mean, what I was told was that the signal, Max's signal, did not have to be significantly stronger than WGN or WTTW signal, just stronger, not even significantly, to take over. And the rest is history. I remember reading like a note that was given to the Chicago police. It was like, it doesn't work on paper, but it just works. I absolutely agree with that. I find it very interesting, this incident. I've seen people, by the way, you take pictures of a mask and it's said to be going all on the pirate, but there's one big inconsistency. If you take a look, even with the crappy quality we got here, of course, it's crappier. This is one of the better ones. You can clearly see that the guys have white frames. On the pictures I've seen, not only are they on Google, but they have black frames as opposed to the white frames that the pirate wears, so that doesn't match. It's similar, but it doesn't match. And I have yet to see another copy of the mask with a white frame. with the white brains. It always makes you wonder, was this a customizable mask, maybe? Or like, did they have like somebody they knew? I just thought of this right now, maybe that made the mask for them. That raises a lot of eyebrows there. That's a good question. And this glove here, Wikipedia said the glove resembled Michael Jackson's glove, but his what has sequins on it. It didn't look like that one did, at least in the quality. It looked more like one of those worker gloves they would use to like move wood. I'm sure you guys have seen those. That's what's more like. Yeah. And as for the woman in the French maid's outfit, which I did a joke in the credits, you'll end up seeing. She was so lucky, I think, that her face, like, they couldn't identify her face on there. They couldn't get facial features. Because if you take a look right here, watch. Look how much of her face ends up getting on camera. Look at this. That is a lot of face right there, as you can see. Well, I don't know how. Maybe, I think, like, the veil might have been blocking it or something. I don't know why she's wearing a veil, but she might have been. Something was blocking it, and therefore she got lucky. If they could have tracked her down, they would have found Max. It's quite simple. It really is. And, the news report should be coming up in a second. And some of the points here, with less detail, are reiterated by me in this right here. And this is still older footage, I'll let you know. And get back to that. Oh, that's his name, Chris Wong. I didn't know that. I wonder what he's up to now. He's probably, like, retired or, like, in his 60s or something. It looked like he was thinking his 40s back then. This is in the 80s. 30 years later, you mean, like, in the 70s then, is what that would mean. They seem, like, so sure, too, that they're going to solve this. It leaves electronic signature. That's what they were saying. There's Dan Roan again. This is the news desk for WGN. By the way, speaking of Dan Roan, I've seen two spellings of his name. One that's R-O-A-N and one that's R-O-H-N, depending on the source. I believe it's R-O-A-N. I've seen more of them saying that, as well as the title card on the screen. On WGN say R-O-A-N, so that's what I believe it is. The ones that say R-O-H-N are unfortunately incorrect. It may be a little bit redundant here. A lot of the reports are like the same, but it's history right here. This is history in the making. And something I should probably point out, especially for those using the older, not as high quality footage, lower quality footage of the incident, particularly the second one. A lot of people are getting flagged by BBC, which is the company that produced the original Doctor Who show, or the part that shows Doctor Who at the beginning before Max cuts in, which is wrong because that footage with Max jumping in belongs to the Museum of Classic Chicago Classic Television or Classic Chicago Television, something like that, or fuzzymemories.tv, which is why in some of the incident videos you'll see at the bottom right corner, you'll see it says fuzzymemories.tv. So that is free footage for anyone to use or make documentaries, as you see right here, and to use and stuff like that. That's free to use. BBC does not own the rights to that. So for some reason, I don't know why they keep flagging them, but they do. They keep flagging the Doctor Who parts. That was no more than 30 seconds before the hijack, and they take away monetization. And sometimes, and this happened to me once, they took it down, and then I had to fight them to get it back up. Get which one it was, because I made so many, but one of them that happened. So yeah, weird stuff, I know. So just, if you're using the older footage, be aware. Now, there's two versions of the video I recommend using. It is the one that I used in this, so you can take my subtitles, feel free, just make sure you give me credit. You know, you could use them in your video, if you agree with them. That, from when I uploaded it, that wasn't flagged. That I remember, so that's good. And I asked the owner of the Max Headroom Broadcasting Intrusion account on YouTube, I asked him, was it flagged? He said it wasn't either, so you can use his version as well, he said, so. And I think they're the two best versions out there on YouTube anyway. And then the ones that don't get flagged, so it's a win-win there for both of them. Just, I would use those. The Strutzel guy seems to be on every single one. And look at those glasses. Are they 80s or what, kids? And that's about it. What's coming up here is the end production. I know. Wordplay, it's funny. of the video, where I kind of wrap it up, both the me from December and the me from today. And that's it, pretty much. I don't know what else to say. Of course, one of these people in the that was interviewed, I don't know if you saw him, the dude, he said he wanted to bust his TV set. Must be one hardcore Doctor Who fan. That's all I gotta say about that. I think are we gonna, did I put that in the video? Let me see if he's in there. Let me see, because I know what he looks like. He have like a scarf on and stuff, I believe. And there's this dude with more 80s glasses. I think I'm gonna show. I remember this girl too, who seems like she's showing remorse for having that tape over it. I find that pretty funny. There it is. There's the guy. How much the TV set? Really did. Dude is awesome. I wonder what he's doing now. He's like, probably got in a fight. I'm sure that guy's got in a fight with somebody. I want to find it hard to believe it all. Not to say the least. And then there's this kid who's probably 39 and he like cringes maybe. The kid going, it was funny. And then the funny thing is, Billy's age 30 now, probably. I think in his 30s. The kid was like 8 at the time. It looked like. And then there's this guy, Philip Bradford, again. You get it, they're gonna be under arrest. Which never happened. And here it is. This is the outro. This is the December footage. And pretty much wrapping it up. And if you have any questions, for the next week or so through the 18th, I'll be taking questions on the incident just because I want to move on. But if you have any questions you want to ask me, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask, but if you feel the need to ask me, go ahead in the comments of this video or the original video as well. And yeah. So subscribe to my channel. Oh, by the way, shout out to Alex and my second channel for hitting 100 subscribers. Big deal. That's awesome. And the Alex and Money Twitter account for hitting 200 followers. I don't know what I would do with that, guys. You're amazing. And no more Max Headroom videos. No more of that. And here's the footage from today. I always say that, but then another one comes. What do you think, by the way, of the red paint? I like it personally. Not to mention, it's cut out of the shot, but there's a ceiling fan there. The footage in December didn't have that. Just to point that out. So, and the credits are coming up, as well as the Fair Use Act, because I get fair use for all of that. It's true. I'm completely within it. I'm using it for documentary purposes, so I completely fall within it, and I gave them all credit as well. And there's really just there's not much more really needs to be said about it. I mean, is there really a need to? That's my question. And let me know. And the Max Headroom Pirate, by the way, to you, if you're out there, feel free to comment on this video. I would love to hear from you, man. Because I'm pretty sure the guy who owns the Max Headroom Broadcasting Intrusion account isn't him. Which is fine. I think he wants to educate me on the account anyway. That's what he said, so. But the real guys out there, I'd love to hear from you. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up. Favorite it. Add to your playlist. Add to your weird collections, whatever you do. First, Fredman's out with himself, even though it's a woman. That was just a joke. I had some fun with that. And that's really about it. I apologize I didn't get credit to everybody, but I give credit to everyone I can remember. Everybody deserves credit. I gave credit to everybody right here in my words. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed this commentary. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.